Heat sucked yesterday. They lost. 6 game win. I'm not getting too crazy about the loss because look, they didn't have Jimmy Butler. They're not good without Jimmy Butler. We were sitting here clapping like seals because they got one win. Now the Hawks aren't good, so you'd like to beat them, but they didn't. And it's not that surprising. New coach smell. You can never disrespect the new coach smell game. It's always a powerful factor as well. And so you poop the bed. We talked about Bam earlier in the show. If you guys want to hear that, it's in the 6 o'clock hour. You could radio.com rewind that, and you could hear our thoughts on Bam. We'll get back into it a little bit. But I want to get to specifically this Tyler Herro thing. So Tyler yesterday, he was 3 of 12 from the field, 9 points. All right. He had a little bit of a runski there in the third quarter, but he kind of sucked yesterday. Now, after the game, I'm sitting up in my perch, Leroy. Mm-hmm. I'm up in the 300 level. He kicked me back up there, by the way. My feelings were a little bit hurt. I was 100 last game. And by the way, when I was 100 level, we won. Messed with the mojo. I haven't won up in that 300 level. All right, House of Horrors.
Well, you can't. Did you tell him? Did you tell him?
I just
you
did.
Were a real one?
Heat. I when I was in the 100 level, we won, and then you kicked me back up to that 300 level. I don't think I've won up there yet.
You know what? It's a good point because when I went on Sunday to the Hawks game. I was in the 100 level, and the Heat won.
I'm just saying, I felt a little bit, kick the Hawks beat writers up there. Why do they get good seats? Why does Steve Holman get good seats?
Resorted to thuggery.
But anyway, so the press conference goes. So Spo's talking, he's saying something about identity. I don't know. I zoned out, and all of a sudden, I see coming out of the tunnel is Tyler Herro,
mm-hmm.
and Tyler Herro is with Chris Quinn, and they're getting up shots,
mm-hmm.
getting up some shots.
Mm-hmm.
They lose. He's 3 of 12. He doesn't go to the practice court. He says, just walk out of the locker room, go right to the court. Start getting some shots. Doesn't do this typically. This isn't like a Tyler Herro thing, but he stunk up the joint. So he decides, I'm going to get up some shots. So I say, this is a thing. So I get out my phone, record it, get like 40 seconds. Doing great. Not missing a bucket. Whatever. Post it online. Doot. Hey, Tyler Herro getting some shots after the game. And it retweets go up the wazoo. But the problem is my video, it got stolen. I don't want to say stolen. It got used by this website, the ultimate aggregator, NBA Central. Now, if you guys don't know about NBA Central, it's basically like they take everybody else's stuff and they like Ira Winderman, got this quote from Bam that said, Vucevic is a jerk. And it's just like from Ira Winderman. But they got a gazillion followers. And it's like every NBA fan follows this account just because they don't want to follow all the accounts. They just follow NBA Central and it'll give them everything. But Leroy, it means you're in the darkest part of the NBA internet because you have all the jackals coming in there. So this thing gets a bunch of retweets and everybody's just hosing down Tyler Herro. Bum. Can't believe you didn't trade him for Harden. Loser. What a look at me move. Oh, why didn't you make him in the game? It was something, but it did make me think. Was Tyler Herro going and getting up shots after the game? Was that just genuine hard work? Because he didn't do it long. I would say he was out there for like 15 minutes. It wasn't like the infamous Kobe Bryant shooting session at the American Airlines.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you.
No, it wasn't like that. That was a long session. It was like 15 minutes. Just get a little, it looked like he was getting the demons out. So was that a look at me move or just genuine hard work?
Look at me. If it was only 15 minutes, he just wanted to make sure the cameras were on him.
No, here. I would normally say that's a look at me moment. However, I look at it from the standpoint of shooting a basketball is a skill, an art. Right? Being able to do it against someone else and getting open shots, that's the athletic part of it. But shooting, just shooting a basketball is a skill or an art. And I think about golfers, right? Golfers after a round of golf will always go hit a bucket of balls. They either want to keep it going or shore up some things that they some mistakes they made on the golf course.
Putting green.
They go hit some putts. So from that standpoint, I'm not gonna say that it was a look at me moment, because believe me, my man has had plenty of the look at me opportunities with some of those outfits, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say that his basketball trying to work on some stuff was a look at me moment. It also could have been this. Think about this. If he went to Chris Quinn, who's probably wanting to get home to his family, and say, yo, Chris, let's go get up some shots. Let's go up to the practice. He's like, nah, player, let's just hit this here.
It is
right
closer.
out.
Yeah, you literally have to walk out the tunnel.
There's other conversations. The other thing is
walking upstairs is a pain in the ass.
Why? Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Why do you think when athletes do something that there's an ulterior motive? Look at me. Like,
I'll tell you why. Can I tell you why? Because going back to that Kobe infamous thing, I remember my mind and my gears shifting as it was going, because I was at the Kobe Bryant game where I was like, man, look at I fell for it. I was in the locker room. I remember because I was covering for the station. I was doing the road team. So I was there when Kobe was in the locker. He was icing his feet. He was already like, oh, okay, Kobe Bryant's going home. So Kobe Bryant talks. He's pissed off. The Lakers lost. And then you walk out, and I think I saw Tommy Tige or something like that. And so we ended up I ended up going out, and we both see Kobe Bryant starting to shoot. And it's kind of like the same way it all worked. Like everybody just kind of ended up venturing off, seeing, oh, something's going on over here. And so you see Kobe Bryant is getting up shots, and you're like, wow, this is kind of cool. Look at one of the greatest players of all time, pissed off after a loss, getting up shots. But then it's like Kobe's he was such a savant. He knew, like, yeah, everybody's watching me. I'm working hard. And then all of a sudden, we have press conference number 2 going on in the floor seats. And so he's talking to Rachel Nichols and Ramona Shelburne and all these reporters, and the cameras are out there talking to Kobe. And so now it's not just that Kobe talked to the locker room. Kobe's then talking on the Hard. Now, Tyler did not do that. It's not like Tyler didn't talk yet. All right, he's talking in the midst of Spo talk. He got it. It was actually like a really fast media session last night, because sometimes after losses, I mean, we're waiting forever. Actually, it was like, all right, game ended. Goes out there with a new pair of shorts, shoots his shots, and still gets in his media session, all within a very, very reasonable amount of time. So it's not like he spoke to the media, then came out for some more shots, and we're waiting for Tyler Herro. That's not how it rolled. It's as Spo was talking, which is literally like 4 minutes after the game ends. Tyler Herro's getting up shots, and then he does his media session probably like 15 minutes later. So it's all within the span, I would say, of 30 minutes. Game ends, out in the midst of 5 minutes, works out for 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, he's talking something like
bigs.
that.
No
bigs.
No.
Well, do you like it then? Do you like the fact that Tyler Herro's getting extra work in, or you don't care?
I mean, if he felt that he needed it, he'd get it. I could care less. Like if he makes 200 3-pointers in a row in a practice session, who gives a rat's ass? They count during the 48 minutes you had to play. So do what you got to do to fix it, but I want to see it during the game.
I would like Tyler Herro to have a drill with Chris Quinn where he doesn't, throw the ball to the other team.
Well, you got to put another team out there.
I don't know how they replicate that, though.
Right. Exactly. Like, no, it's not a big deal. There's guys that do that, guys that go get shots in. It's because of Kobe that you thought what you thought.
It's because of Kobe I thought what I thought.
What's the difference?
But it ended up being something different. Like and look, I'm not trying to speak ill of Kobe. I'm just saying we thought it was, hey, Kobe Bryant's doing this cool thing of getting up shots after a loss, but it ended up turning. He's like, he did want to send a media message because he did another press conference.
Okay. And that's Kobe Bryant. He has every right.
That's Kobe Bryant. Yeah, he's Kobe Mother Believing Bryant. Like,
right.
yes.
But what I would say about, Tyler is like, all right, get your work in. Like, keep in mind, this is a sport where you got to kind of improve things on the fly because you don't have a week or a bunch of days to practice.
Right.
In baseball, sometimes after a game, guys will go work out.
It's probably also one of those things where he just felt in a funk and just wanted to get the demons out. Like, he's like, what happened?
Well, you're answering all the questions yourself.
We're just talking, we're just spitballing here, baby.
Yeah, I didn't think any of it. I'm glad. Look,
dude, that NBA Central, what a muck job that is in the internet. I mean, it's terrible.
You know what they do? The same thing you do. They just have more followers. That's it.
This is the guy they said they wouldn't trade for Harden. Heat fans said they chose him over Harden. He needs to get into the weight room. Sorry, it seems like any Heat player that shows effort is because of culture.
I mean, hey, by the way,
his
Harden
cereal
seems to be doing pretty good.
His cereal is better than he is. Guy is overrated.
No, it's not.
Guy is overrated after the bubble. Another guy goes, bubble fluke boy.
No, I'm not going there. Hey,
another guy goes, tell him to stop leaning when he's shooting. Hero stinks. Bubble flukes. Bubble boy.
People. Let me ask you a question. What is the most important year for a young player or a young quarterback or a young basketball player? What's the most important year? The second year. You know why? Because that first year you probably had some success. And then that second year determines if you took it for granted or if you realize you got to work and keep going. That's why what we saw out of Bam was so incredible, because even after the minimal success he had his rookie year, he took it to a next level each year. So it's the second year. The most important year for Tua is going to be this year.
This is brutal, bro.
What?
But people said he was better than Sexton, laughing, crying emoji.
That's you. You wouldn't trade. You didn't want to trade him for Harden. You were an idiot. But
one guy writes, respect him for being ass. What does that mean? I respect him for being ass. What the hell does that mean? NBA Central can go to hell. I hate that Twitter account. No, it's not.
By the way, do you want to take your Harden comments back? No. Dude is balling.
No. How many times you gonna ask me that? How many times you gonna ask me? You want to take your Harden comments back? I'll take. You know what? I'll admit I'm wrong. When I see James Harden hoisting a Larry O'Brien trophy,
and you'll move the bar. You'll move the bar.
No, I won't. No, I won't. When he hoists the Larry O'Brien trophy,
okay,
then I will say
no caveats. No caveats. No nothing. Even if he's not responsible.
No, when he hosts
he has to play. He can't be injured.
And he has to do good. Like he can't be a bum. He can't be coattail riding. Like if he hoists the Larry O'Brien trophy and he also shot 40% in the series, I'm gonna say something. But I'm not even having the conversation until he hoists the Larry O'Brien trophy.
Fine.
Which doesn't poop the bed in the elimination game.
Oh, did you guys see James Harden against the Grizz yesterday? Oh, yeah. What is it? Oh, it's March. Great. Congratulations, James Harden. Cares.
So same thing about playoff P, right? He's in the same boat.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. You're spot on. You're making good points today.
Hey, stop. No.
Leroy.
Give me a -1. I don't want to ever.
You haven't done anything to deserve a -1.
Ever be confused with agreeing with Tobin. So we gotta get rid of that.
Guy goes, still garbage. Doesn't change nothing. Another guy goes, tell him to effing work on his defense and playmaking. He got benched for a reason.
Whoa.
Next stop is to stop playing him in the fourth quarter. We need stops. Guy responds to that guy. Okay, coach.
Wait, Leroy, Tyler Herro has done just as much in the finals as Harden. Stop being in love with regular season heroes. He's a good player, man. That's all I said. He's a good player. Like
Well, Jake,
everybody shoot him and said, "Oh, he can't play that style of basketball everywhere." He's a good player. He's a great basketball player.